Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to another edition of Tales of a 40-Year-Old Fat Ass. My name is Brian. I am, of course, your host and resident fat ass. Today is Tuesday, April 3rd, day 62, 63. I don't friggin' know. I lost count. It is, of course, a Tuesday. It's weigh-in day. I am down another 3 pounds, so I am at a 9-week total of 42 pounds and change. You may see that I am wearing my goal shirt from a couple weeks ago. It's starting to fit a little bit better. It's not nearly as tight over in here, and I'm actually just want to show you. Don't get too excited. Not that you really would. But I'm down to 42 jeans. I started around 46, and now I'm down to 42. And my belt, a 3 weeks ago, was at the first. It's now down to 3 or 4. So we're definitely making some headway there in the weight loss realm, as it were. I want to talk a little bit about the road trip. A lot of you know that follow me on Facebook. I did a road trip this past weekend with my father. For those of you that aren't familiar with East Coast customs here, when you're Jewish and you're 65, they take you in the middle of the night and move you down to South Florida, or as I call it, Boca Vista. And either in the spring or the fall, my sister and I trade off. One of us will drive down with him, one of us will fly down and drive back up here to Philly with him. So it was my turn to do it in the spring. And I wasn't overly worried about how I was going to be, but I was overly worried a little bit about the trip, because on day one, we spent 13 hours in the car. You know, we stopped every so often, but normally we would stop, we would have a meal, I would have some Twizzlers with me, I would get a big-ass Mountain Dew in the middle of the trip, you know, to kind of get me through those rough times. I didn't have any of that. All I had were like my shakes and some bars and some pretzels, and I had some almonds. It was one of those things that I wasn't really sure how I was going to adjust, and you know what? I was fine. For those of you that are road warriors, vacation season's coming up, you're worried about road trips that you may be going on. Now, granted, I don't have a family, I don't have kids, I can't speak for you, but if you're this far into the program, you should be at the point now where you're really not controlled by the food anymore. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I would have given my left or right nut at any given time to have a piece of cheesecake, or to stop at, you know, and get a burger and a shake. You know, we ate at Shoney's on Saturday night. For those of you down south, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Not as bad as a Waffle House, not as upscale as a Denny's, but it's kind of right there in the middle. Luckily, they had a salad bar. I was able to eat the salad bar, and it was fine. But, you know, you don't always necessarily have that. I got through it. And at the end of the day, I felt good because I was able to get through it. Now, I've never subscribed to the bullshit that, oh, well, being thin, you know, feels as good as bad food tastes. That's crap, okay? Because I'm happy that I'm in smaller jeans. I'm happy that I'm feeling better. I'm happy that, you know, slowly but surely clothes that I haven't been able to wear in years are starting to fit. But that's not to say that I still would love some kind of crappy food for myself. You know, I will always want that. That will never, ever, ever change. And anybody that tells you differently is a liar. So you heard it here first. That's exactly how I feel. Do I feel better? Yes. Will you feel better? Yes. But you know what the difference is this time around? I have control over what I eat. So when I did go into Shoney's and I really wanted a banana split after spending 13 hours on the road, pardon me, I didn't have it. You know, when I saw this buffet filled with fried chicken and all this other Southern comfort food that I really would have loved to have had that I would normally indulge in on the trip back up, I didn't have it. And you know what? That felt better than the food would have tasted. Clothing is clothing is clothing. Being a fat ass is always going to be a part of me. That's never going to change no matter how much weight I lose. No matter how much weight you lose. We're always going to be drawn to those types of foods. But you know what? If you can get through it, that's all that matters. It's been a little crazy with life lately. I apologize for not being on top of things as much as I normally am. I haven't been posting as much, but it's just crazy between work and we have some personal stuff that's going on. It's all good, but it's taken up a lot of our time. So I apologize. We do have a Fat Ass of the Week coming up this week. I promise that is coming. All kinds of fun stuff. Please don't forget to take your daily intake of funny. It is certainly going to help you get through those really rough times. And don't forget, Fat Asses United. Hashtag Fat Asses United on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, you can always follow us, Tales of a Fat Ass. We're on Facebook, Tales of a 40-Year-Old Fat Ass, and that's with the 4-0. YouTube, Tales of a Fat Ass. And of course, you're always welcome to email us, talesofafatass@gmail.com. In the meantime, have a fantastic week. I hope to be back before the end, but if not, hey, don't forget, fat asses, there's only so much you can do. Just remember to have fun while you're doing it. Talk to you soon.